A lot of people come up to me and they're like, Donnie, what's the deal with the Lincoln Bathroom? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they say, well, Donald Trump is remodeling the Lincoln Bathroom only a week or two after he tore down the East Wing to make room for his ballroom. And I say to them, it just makes sense. I mean, really, if you think about it, how are you supposed to make America great again if you can't even take your presidential poops in style? And all the people that seem to have a big problem with the Lincoln Bathroom remodel are all the same people who always say that Donald Trump is full of shit. So, what's it going to be? You know, is he full of shit or are you going to give him a place to get rid of some of it? And you can't have all those ballroom people eating their sponge cakes and drinking their champagne having to pee in the same bathroom that Harry Truman peed in. I don't think so. Because if any historian worth their salt will tell you, Harry Truman did not lift the seat. He had a plaque on his desk that said, the buck stops here, but the pee goes everywhere. And a lot of us understand how something like this happens because as you get older, it kind of goes from a quick stream to really more of a slow spray. And accuracy is increasingly difficult. And nobody wants to sit down on a pea covered seat. Not even me. I don't like it. I mean, if I have to do a number two and there hasn't been enough time for stuff to dry, I sit down and I'm like, this is kind of gross. And I think to myself, I really need to take some time to improve my accuracy. But I don't really drink a lot of water. And so, kind of, if you think about it, Donald Trump is making the White House a more welcoming place for the first female president, Ivanka, when he finally installs her. So, you're welcome, women. And he says himself, this is kind of a historical remodel. He's restoring it back to the days of Lincoln. Might even be Lincoln's same marble that Lincoln had when he had that bathroom. Getting back to Abraham Lincoln's sensibilities is what this administration's all about. Sometimes people will say to me, Donnie, wasn't Abraham Lincoln born in a log cabin in Kentucky? And I say, well, yeah, but the bathroom in that log cabin was magnificent. Italian marble, his and her toilets, walk-in shower, jacuzzi, all the amenities. He even had one of those hand dryers. And I was thinking for bath oils too, Abraham Lincoln did. He really liked lilies and lavender. So much so, it was like a calling card of his. They'd smell lilies and lavender in the air. They'd be like, here comes Honest Abe. And sure enough, it would be him. And Ulysses S. Grant started to use that to his advantage. He would spray the battlefields of the Civil War with lilies and lavender before the battle started. And then the Confederate armies would show up and they'd take a couple of deep breaths and they'd be like, oh shit, we're going to lose. And that's how we got the ceasefire for the Civil War that's lasted almost to this very day.